G'day YouTube, my name's Lance. Welcome to Bundy Bear's Shed. Well, the weather report, 18 to 28 today, and they're saying there's a chance of a storm this afternoon. So it's cloudy outside, bit of cloud coming across, very humid. Through this last week, we had a bit of a trough came through from the west, and I think it was Wednesday we had 25 millimetres, and Thursday evening we had 55. So we've had around 3 inches of rain this last week, and yeah, now the sun's come out. She's a bit sticky, but look, that's okay. Yeah, it's not too bad at all. On the news last night, we were watching the weather, and they reckon we've got a burst of heat coming across from the west as well. So they're saying to expect 40 degrees. So, I don't know, we'll just see how we go in the 40 degrees, see what we get done. Yeah, it's been quite nice. Like, this isn't bad weather at all. Actually, I'm a little bit late doing the stew today. We went away on the weekend, went down to Dave and Jodie's young fella Roy Pates. We went down to his 21st, and yeah, went to the Eatons Hill Hotel. Had a good time, and we had a room downstairs, and there was not a nightclub with doof going on, but there was a bit of music upstairs, and a lot of the young ones were in there, and holy shit, was it busy. And yeah, I suppose then, we get busy in Bundaberg, but anyway, look, I hadn't seen it like that in many years anywhere. And yeah, if you want, we had to go up these stairs. They rented a room down the bottom, and we had to go up these stairs and get up to the top and to go to the toilet. We had our own bar and bar lady, and we had our own security guards at the door that Jodie had to hire, and had to have all our wrist tags and all that sort of thing. And yeah, and I was just having a yarn with one of the security blokes, and I said, Jesus, bloody busy, is it always like this? And he says, oh no, he said, it often gets busier than this. He says, this is a Saturday night, Friday night she's really busy. And I thought, Christ, not the place for me. But anyway, they had a lovely feed. We pulled up, we got there for lunch, and yeah, rang Dave and Jodie and said, you know, you feel like a pub lunch? So yeah, we went and had a pub lunch and a yarn, and we booked into the hotel there. Nice joint, 4th floor right up the top, and looked out over the whole thing. It was just, yeah, it was lovely. And yeah, had some breakfast yesterday morning. There was a little shopping centre, a little eatery downstairs, quite a busy one. And yeah, so our family and Dave and Jodie's family and Jodie's cousin and his missus and young fella, yeah, we sat there and had breakfast and had a yarn for an hour or two, and probably a bit after 10 o'clock or so we headed back home. So had a good run. The old Triton went well. Every time I go away in it, I get down the road, and it's got the standard shock absorbers in it. Here's this dog, hey, bloody hoppy dog. And yeah, it's got the standard shock absorbers in it, and when you go over a bit of rough stuff, they're not real good. And it's we've got a bull bar and a winch on the front, and a rear bar, like a tow bar protection bar. And yeah, the shockies, you go over a bit of a bump, and it's a good shocky should just go and settle, like up and down, and yeah, if it goes down, it'll come up, and then it'll just settle straight away again. And so every time I'm saying, I haven't done those bloody shock absorbers, I'll have to get onto that. And same this last weekend, driving away, went over some roadworks and that, and I was like, that's right, I was going to do these bloody shock absorbers. And yeah, still haven't done it, so I'll try and get that done, see how we go. Probably just whiz into ARB and buy some old man emu ones, and now I've got the hoist working, yeah, I'll probably pop it up there and fit it myself and see how we go. The Land Cruiser goes in for its long range fuel tank tomorrow on Tuesday. Yeah, Mum's sweating. I'll show you why shortly. I've been outside, it's a bit late, a bit late, it's probably 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, but since 6 o'clock I've been working with the tractor over with the neighbour. Now, not the neighbour with the driveway, misery guts, the next one. And so, yeah, he's got 37 acres in there, and he's been partners with another family, and the other family, they're getting old, and the other people want to get out. So, and he said, yeah, he's happy to do that too. So, what they did, and I showed it in the stew, when we got the fence line cleared, and I sort of paid for every bloody thing, and the fence still isn't up, by the way, and yeah, he has a bit of trouble too. So anyway, Robin's his name. He's a farrier, and Robin Smith, and he's a farrier in Bundaberg, and he used to do our horses. When we had horses here, he always used to come and do their feet, and make sure their teeth weren't rough. Put the thing in and do that, and good. We've always got on well with him. And anyway, the reason the excavator was here, it was because they were putting a big fire break around the 37 acres, and he's telling me it's 37 acres. I think they want 1.2 million for it, and it'll all be housing one day, no doubt. And anyway, he was over there. I hadn't had a yarn to him for ages, and Friday afternoon I come home and I had a bit of stuff to do in the shed, and he was just over near my boundary there in Tolly's driveway, and bugging around with his chainsaw. So I thought, I'll go and have a quick yarn, say good day. And so had a chat to Robin, probably an hour's chat, and all the heaps they've pushed up, got the excavator to push up to clear this fire break, because around that 37 acre block he's got 11 neighbours, and he's had people coming in, just chainsawing out of the heaps. He's trying to get around the heaps and cut the good logs out because he wants some rails, because he's a horse fella. He wants to stack a few rails and things like that for his own use. And he's going down there, and people have just got the chainsaws into his heaps. And I've seen them myself down here on the road there. A fella in a 60 series cruiser in the trailer. A couple of young lads pulled up in a chainsaw, and they're helping themselves to wood. And I didn't say anything. I didn't know it wasn't him or one of his son-in-laws or something. And but he's had neighbours over the back, and he sort of went and saw him. He heard a chainsaw go and went and saw him, and he said, "What are you doing?" And they said, "Oh, just getting a bit of firewood, mate." And he says, "Oh," he said, "You got permission to do this?" They said, "Yeah, we asked the owner." Bloody. He said, "Well, I don't think you did, mate. You're talking to him." And so, one of the neighbours got up him. Yeah, welcome to the neighbourhood, you arsehole, sort of thing. So anyway, that's just people nowadays, there's no manners. And so anyway, he was. I went over for a yarn to see what he's doing, and he's cutting these rails out, and I said, "How are you going to get them out of there, Robin?" I said, "Have you got a little tractor down there or something?" He said, No, I haven't got a little tractor." He says he's got a little Hilux ute, 2-wheel drive, and a box trailer, and he was going to knock them into lengths that he could handle, or try and snig with his ute. And I said, "Well, I've got a tractor." He says, "Oh, which one?" I said, "Oh, that John Deere there." I said, those logs you're cutting out, if you leave them long," I said, "I could probably come over and pick them up and put them in a pile for you, and then perhaps we could get them down to his place a bit later on." He's planning on burning the piles around the 16th of December, he said. So he's running around trying to pick the eyes out of it, get all the good stuff. So I couldn't do it on the weekend. I said, "Look, I've got to go away. We're heading south." But I said, on Monday when I come home, I'll grab the front end loader, I'll whiz across, and you cut them as long as you'd like. And the old loader, I've got a lot of faith in the old girl and what she can lift. And I said, I'll pop over there. And he cut a few, but three big fellas. And one of them, is big. But I don't think it's the log he thinks it is. It's got a big pipe in the middle. So, so I've been over there with the loader this morning, shifting all that around and getting it, just in a pile for him, getting those 3 bigger ones into a heap, and just look and see how far I could go. But he's got a very wet gully down the bottom there. And but what's happened is the fella over the back that kicks up about everything, he was on to me last week, "Oh, your dams must be leaking because I shouldn't have water there," but it's just a wet gully. And I got a wet gully coming into the dams and it's wet going out. So just, always got to be a fuss. And I said to Robin about it. I said, the water's pooling there since you put those big heaps there. So what's happened, they've cleared it and there's quite a lot of dirt in the heaps, and the water can't get away. So it's sort of damming, it's backing up into Tolly's bloody driveway a bit, and he's blaming me for my dam's leaking, and it's just that it can't get away because of these big heaps there. So anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll survive. And so yeah, Robin says, "Oh, can I hire your tractor off you?" And I thought, "Oh shit." I'd never gave it any thought. He said, "Yeah, must I hire your tractor?" And I said, "Oh shit, I don't know." I haven't. I just haven't given it any thought. Yeah, and I know he's played with tractors in the past and all that, so I thought, "Oh, you know, do you let people use it or not, or what goes on?" And I sort of, it's probably better to have me sitting on it, driving it, but yeah, I just haven't worked it out. So anyway, I went over there for Nick's this morning just to run a few things for him, and I hadn't checked the front hub on the left-hand side that's been leaking. I have the Sparex parts to do it, but I just don't want to start another job yet. So I checked that this morning, and it was getting quite low of oil. So at the moment, I'm servicing the whole front axle, just as in oils. They don't hold much oil in those hubs. It's 85 W140. So I'm going to put new oil right through the front diff if we're going to load it up, lifting a few logs and things. So yeah, I was thinking I might let him use it. You know, we're doing the front fence line and the front gate and all that, and I could probably do with half a dozen round posts. So if he could supply a few round posts, I might be interested. But anyway, we'll see. I'll have a chat to him this afternoon and see. But yeah, I had a valve stem leaking, so I've fixed that, and then the front diff, I'm servicing that, and to keep it going until I can get to doing the job properly. And with all the lifting and the mucking around, the spool valve that I sealed, it just started leaking like an hour ago again. So I don't know, last time it had a little cut in the O-ring. So I'm going to have a look again now, and if it has another cut in the O-ring, that means that I'm probably, the springs and that at the end are probably travelling too far, and you know, the land on the valve is coming and cutting the O-ring, so I might be able to shim that up a little bit to stop it moving so far. So I have to have a look. It's nice clean oil coming out, but yeah, like it's lasted a few weeks, and like last weekend I was on the tractor a lot, you know, doing the slashing and shifting dirt around for duty and doing the fencing up the front there and all that, and not a drop, so it's a few weeks. But yeah, when we've loaded it up, lifting heavy stuff, it started leaking now. So I don't know whether there may be a crack in the housing, but I'll get the O-ring out first and have a look, because yeah, just doing the work I had done, it wouldn't have been working very hard. So while I'm doing the stew here, I've got the oils draining out. I've filled the left-hand side up, the leaky one. I've got the right-hand draining. I'm putting new oil in the hub. LSA 85-140. It's oil I bought. They would have sponsored it, but I just had one here, so might as well use that up. So, but yeah, so this morning things have been quite busy. Old Sansa dog, she's just laying down here on the ground there. She's hobbling around, and you know, the bitch, Jude says, if you're around the tractor today, you make sure you keep an eye out for her, because she'll be a bit slower, because her front leg, she's still not using it much, but she's got all the bandages off now. We were able to take the one on the front paw where she had the surgery off. And look, she's getting around like a beauty. Like this morning, she was able to race out the door and chase a magpie and all that. So she's back to normal. But I started the tractor to get it out of the shed so I could check the oils, and I wanted to pump the tyres up even. I've got a little leak in the left-hand front, but what's happened over time is the valve cap's come off in the mud, and it's filled the valve with mud. So I've just had all that out and cleaned that up, and I've just put some pressure back in it, so we'll see. But the bloody bitch comes straight in to bite the wheel again. And I thought, God, you're supposed to be smart, you bloody dogs. But anyway, so yeah, so she had to go on the chain. So I have a spare chain up here. So I put her on the chain while I went and done tractor work, because I thought, I just don't need any more of that. But look, she's going well. All excited. Got in bed last night, and she comes and tries to wake me up and hops on the bed and smacks me about. What do you want? And I thought, I better go up and have a look. So yeah, hopped up, and she's at the back door. So we've got a doggy door, and she can fly out there at bloody 100 mile an hour when she needs to chase a magpie. But, oh, I can't get out the door, Dad. And I thought, oh, bullshit, you can't. I open the door, off she goes for a wee, shoots round the back for a poop. And I'm waiting and waiting and waiting, and oh, she's bloody sniffing the flowers on the way home. That's bloody 12:30 this morning. I was like, hey, get back in here, will you? Well, yeah, it was either come in or stay out. So, yeah, she was all happy then. But yeah, she's just laying on the floor here now, sleeping. And so, yeah, it worked out well. Yeah, we took a nice cutting board down to Roy, and I didn't show it on the channel because sometimes Roy and his mates watch the channel. So I took a nice cutting board out with a big P monogram thing and Roy Pates on it. I should have taken a photo. Yeah, doughy bastard, eh? And yeah, I took Dave and Jody down a little serving board for their caravan. So yeah, it was a great fun. Good weekend. And yeah, I'm back here now looking at all the jobs I got to do, thinking, where do I start? So I bought a Chinese carby off Amazon. It says Zenith 24T-2 genuine carby. No way is it genuine, but I've got it up on. I'm going to do a video just on that, and just as a preface to that, I've pulled it apart up on the bench up in my little machine shop, and look, the castings are nice. It's made well, but the jets are not interchangeable. If you need a jet, not interchangeable. The float looks like it'll be interchangeable. The needle and seat's not. It's a different thread. Yeah, the jet's a different thread. The main jet up the side though, or the big one down the bottom, looks the same thread. So some parts will fit, some won't. The screws that hold it all together, they were 1/4 UNF. On the genuine Zenith, they're 6x1 metric, I think, on this one. So what the story is with that is I bought it for evaluation. I'm pulling it apart to have a look. I'm comparing it with a brand new Zenith 24T I tucked away when I knew they were getting hard to find. And an old body in that I've got for carbies here. And I'm just comparing it to them. I'm going to put it all back together, and we're going to put it on the TEA 20 and see how it runs with it on. I know it's made in China, but it may be all right. Like people that have got a crook carby, a really crook one, well, it's costing $300 or better to do them up. I got this out of Amazon for $220 Australian, something like that. So it's quite cheap in comparison to the Zenith 24Ts, and like they were $700 or something like that last time we were selling them before they run out of stock. So it may be a good cheap option. The next problem that comes with these things though is Lance and Judah at Queensland Tractor Spares, and we get old Harry ringing Ross up and say, Ross, I got a Zenith carby. Well, you know, I've got a carby on my tractor leaking or something, and Ross says, oh, what's it look like? And sends him a picture of a Zenith 24T. Yep, that's the one. We send all the parts. Nah, they're wrong. Take them back. And I said, well, you can't have a Zenith 24T. Yeah, we do. So then we got to freight the parts out. We got to pay to freight the parts back because you got these Chinese carbies out there, and everyone thinks they're, you know, all the parts are interchangeable. That new needle and seat I bought, or that carburetor kit I bought off you that includes a needle and seat, doesn't fit my carby. You know, you blokes are dickheads. So that's possibly coming up. But look, I can't see why it wouldn't run well, this carby. But anyway, time will tell. I've got that on the cooker at the moment. Yeah, we'll just see what happens with it. But yeah, I'll take you for a quick little walk around the tractor and show you what I'm doing to the diff. The oil in the front hubs on those little tractors, God, it gets bloody dirty. It gets black, and I just can't remember back, like when I put that tractor together, if you remember I bought it in big things, I just can't remember in my own mind whether I changed all the hub, and I can't imagine I wouldn't have changed the hub oil, but the front diff oil, it looks like it's a tiny bit milky, but anyway, I've got the bungs out and it's all draining there now, so we'll let it have a good drain while we have a bit of a chat. Oh, I've been using these Allen keys. Now they're Renegade, and They're the blue ones I'm using outside. They're Renegade, and they're cheap as buggery. Like, this goes from 5/64, so 5/64, 3/32/8, right up to half, or right up to 3/4. And they've got a magnet in the end, so when you undo the bung, so I've got the metric ones out there giving them a go on that, and some of those bungs get hard, and they're a good thing. I really rate them for a cheap part, for a cheap tool. They got some go. So yeah, don't be shy to buy the Renegade Allen keys. I have the smaller sets here, and I use them all the time. And yeah, I can't really fault them. And the other box there, that's off Jas Oceana. Now, we have accounts with all these people for buying alternator starters and all that, and Jas Oceana is one of the people we have an account with. And that's an ANJ 220. Oh, I must have a bloody leaf down the back of my neck. I'm getting itchy. And, yeah, and what that is, that's a spare alternator for the Land Cruiser. The V8 Land Cruisers, for some reason, they have a starter motor right down the bottom and where all the shit is. So it's not uncommon if people are doing a lot of dirt roads and going through water crossings and things like that to bugger an alternator up. It's just seems a common thing, which is a pretty piss poor design. But anyway, so yeah, I've got a spare alternator, and that's going into the. It'll be in the kit to go away. I'm going to have a kit done up with a fan belt and belt tensioners and idler pulleys and all that. Just a little kit I can pop in if we're going way to buggery out in the middle of nowhere, and I can pop that kit in, and hopefully it's got what we need to get home. Yeah, see how we go with that. But so I'm just gearing up slowly with some of that, like getting a long range fuel tank put in tomorrow. And my mate Dave, where I went for the weekend, he's got a Ford Ranger, and he just got one put in last week or week before or something like that. He's coming away with us up to the Cape and that, towing a caravan. So I think he's gone from 80 litres to 120 or 130 or something like that. So yeah, our standard tank is 130, and we're putting another 110 litres in, so that'll give us 240 litres. So I should be able to do 3 laps of Australia and cross the Harbour Bridge without fueling up. Yeah, we'll drive to the back of Burke to find the cheapest fuel in the country, and away we go. We'll see. So yeah, that'll be a bit exciting this week, getting the new tank and seeing how it works. And I may be telling you what I've told you already, but the tank, it's quite expensive at $2,800, but it's got its own fuel pump, its own fuel gauge, so it's a complete separate system. So if a stick or a rock goes up under one tank and pokes a hole in one tank, you have another complete system to get home with. And so you haven't got to transfer fuel from one tank to the other. You can just flick across and the other fuel pump fires up and away you go. Or if you get a bit of shit in one tank and you think, I don't really want to use that, you have another one. So anyway, we're just doing that just to give us a bit of range, see how we go. Last week of an afternoon, I didn't get much done on a boat trailer because I was trying to finish off, a couple of cutting boards and all that to take away for the weekend on the wood. So I don't feel much of the wood stuff, but we'll see. The Bundy Bears, bundybearsshed.com website will be down. Plasma Dave was hosting it, sort of thing, and it had gone a bit dead in the water, so we've pulled the pin on it. Now, stay tuned for that. We have other plans. Yeah, well, for those who hop on the Queensland Tractor Spares website, under the technical tab, I've got a lot of free information there, like how to date your tractors and all that sort of thing. And it occurred to me that when we sell Queensland Tractor Spares, if and when, if the new owners of that don't particularly want to go that way, all that'll be lost. So I've just got heaps and heaps and heaps of books tucked away, and like I haven't got them out. Like David Brown, I don't know how many David Brown books I have, but it's all scanned, it's all digital. I didn't scan them all. I've taken them off sites, sites where they're there for free download and things like that. I've taken them and I'm storing them, and I watermark them all. I'll watermark all mine Bundy Bear's Shed, and that's just so, it's not to be a prick, it's just so people don't get them, then put them all on one CD on eBay and then sell them on a CD for $10 when the bloke that owns the tractor can probably jump across and get them for free. So I'm going to offer them all for free. So we are going to probably do another website. We're looking at what we're doing there. There's a new thing out now with websites where I registered bundybearsshed.com. There's bundybearsshed.com.au, which is the old thing, bundybearsshed.com supposed to mean it's a company or something like that, then AU, but now we've gone for bundybearsshed.au because that's the new thing. The website for Queensland Tractor Spares is queenslandtractorspares.com.au, and we've had to register queenslandtractorspares.au to save anyone jumping on it. Oh, it's a silly world we live in, isn't it? But anyway, that's just how it all works. But so yeah, we're looking at that, as in we will be putting some merch on it. Merch, I've just decided all us blokes that play with tractors are fat bastards, because all the shirts we got, we've absolutely sold out of 3XL. We've absolutely sold out of 2XL. All the XL, large, medium, small buckets of them. So yeah, all you blokes playing with tractors like me must be just like me, like a beer and a feed. But anyway, so we're looking at that. The shirts we do are quite thick and quite expensive to get done with the Bundy Bear Shed logo on it. So yeah, we're looking at other options. I was talking to a graphic artist the other day about some black and white options and things like that. And the header on the YouTube channel, Bundy Bear's Shed, we're going to have a new header soon. It's been an old grey metallic looking one since Noah was a boy. And the introduction video was that old. It had 33,000 views on it, but that introduction video is that out of date with the gear that's in the shed now. I've taken that down, so there's no introduction video there. It's just come in and start watching the other. So we're going to put a bit of work towards that. The other thing that we're thinking of doing, look, we're talking about, I don't know whether it's a good thing or not. I just had to reset the camera. The camera, I just don't know how to make it not do it. Once I get to about 27, 28 minutes of recordings, it stops. And it must just have a timer. So if you've got the camera set up there, without doing time lapse and things, it just goes for so long and then it stops. So I've got to keep an eye on the time thing on the side screen. It's a Panasonic Lumix Z300, I think, from memory. And yeah, it only has a set time, and then you've got to stop and reset, then you're right for another half an hour, which, I don't know, I suppose it's not a bad thing, but works okay. But another thing we've been thinking of running past everyone, and I just mentioned it to Plasma Dave the other day when we're having a bit of a message, is YouTube are pushing memberships, and get membership, members only, and Squatch 253, he has memberships. I'm probably going to join his and just see what you get and how he does it, but I'm that busy now I can't actually do members only or Patreon extra videos. I'm pushing along now just to get the stews out and all that. I just seem to be having a busy time at the moment. And but what I was wondering about, if there would be any interest in to start a membership thing and have a members only live feed. And the members only live feed would be if you're a member and you're having a bit of trouble with your tractor or something like that, when we go live, you could, it looks like I can accept, I can have it say 1 message a minute comes in. So just say 20 people aren't just buddy ripping and, my TE20 won't lift and, my John Deere's doing this. But look, what I was thinking of was have a membership thing, have live feed, members only or Patreon only live feeds. And if you had a bit of a trouble with your tractor, we'll have a chat, because you can't talk to me, but I can talk to you. Oh, here's me bashing my microphone. You can't talk to me, you can message me and say, oh, g'day, Harry here. I did such and such on my injection pump and now it's doing that. Well, by the time I get on bundybearsshed@gmail.com, like which is what people do. Like I get a lot of messages there, and I don't mind that. That'll always remain free. And it's easier for me to say, check this, or get into a bit of an explanation via video, to communicate via video, rather than back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then if I can say, well, have you checked the timing on this, or make sure that hasn't come loose and such, well, the message can come up, yeah, I've done that, or okay, thanks. And just a way of getting direct contact for your particular job or the job you're having trouble with. And memberships you could have, like, I don't know, say $10 a month or whatever. I haven't given it a lot of thought. I'm giving it some, but I'm not there yet. And like with that, you get a free stubby cooler and a sticker, and something sent worldwide, or something like that. We don't know. We're just going to work along with it, and just see what we end up with. But look, if you're interested, let us know. Memberships or Patreon or something like that. And the reason we thought we'd put a bit of a fee on it was not really because we need the money, even though my sponsors are really great with me. They help me out no end, but not that I really need the money to keep the channel going. I would buy more gear and that, but it's just so we just don't get loaded up so much. It's to try and have it in metered doses, once a week, once a fortnight, or once a month, or something like that. But anyway, have a think about that. Leave a message about it. Say, nah, bullshit, or yeah, I would, or buddy, yeah, whatever. Others do it, but it was just a way of giving back a little bit. But then I don't want it to be that busy that 4 hours later I'm still there answering questions, because people are just loading it up and loading it up. We'd have to put a time limit and see what happens. But look, think about that. We're thinking about it. We don't know whether it's a goer or not, but we are toying with the idea. And also, if we did do that, like what time? Like Monday night, Tuesday night, Australian time, which is probably Monday or Tuesday morning in England, or we're all around the world. So if you're in a particular place in the world and say, well, such and such a time suits you, I'd actually like to know that, just for interest, to see if it's something I can work with in Australia here. So anyway, we'll have a look. We'll have to have a new little setup with a desk and all that, so I can have a computer and a webcam there and all that sort of stuff. But that's no problem. We can do all that. I don't know how to do it, but we will. We'll work it out. But look, think about that. Put a message down. Leave a comment about that and see how you go. But look, that's about it. I've been away drinking beer and telling fibs. I'm having a good time. This morning so far I've been over to help the neighbour. I'm just going to not fix the leak, just make sure the front axles can last until I get there. I still have videos to do on the Sparex induction heat tool. I've got a video to do on the new little carby up in the shed. Always busy. Anyway, I like it like that. So we'll see how we go. But okay, look, that's going to have to do the chat this week. I'll see what I can get up to next week. I still haven't got my bloody mower deck. That's how slack I am. I haven't got my mower deck together, so that'll have to happen today, come hell or high water. And we bought a gym set. Jude and I used to have a gym set when the kids were young, and they'd play on it. And I get a sore back down low, and I used it to help strengthen that when I was lifting. And I've always been strong in the arms and strong in the shoulders and all that. And I say, hold a bull out the piece. But Jude and I are both saying, like, lately I do a bit of heavy lifting and all that, and I'm bloody sore. And it's just because I sit on my ass in the office. And so we had a yarn about it, and Jude was saying, yeah, she's the same. She spends a weekend in the garden, and the first day at work she's hobbling around. We're just not fit. We're not in good nick. And so we decided to buy a gym set like we used to have. I had a mate with a sore back, and it was pretty buggered. After the kids left home, it was pretty buggered. So I can hear a car somewhere. and it was pretty buggered, so I let my mate have it for his physio. And so anyway, we've bought one, but I've got to clear a place in the shed over in the corner there for it, where some of those boxes are. And it's just about a bit of strength. I'm not going to be a muscle mutt, you know. You'll see me in my singlet with my bloody tit hanging out and bloody, yeah, bloody muscles. Yeah, not interested in any of that shit. It's just just to stay a bit active with it, sort of thing. Because, my old man used to tell me, he says, oh, you know, since I moved to town, I've gone weak. And he was a timber cutter, and he was all a short, stocky bloke, you know, muscles as big as most people's legs and his arms, sort of thing. But later in life, he said, oh, I've just bloody, since I went to town and I'm just tottering around the garden, he said, I've lost me muscle mass, sort of thing. So we've bought this thing. I've got to assemble it yet, and hopefully that'll just do a few things every couple of days on it, and that'll keep us freed up and stop us from getting old people so quickly. We'll see. And the kids reckon, that's a good thing. Jude was telling Tim last night, and Adele, the daughter, and that'll be all right, bloody, because they pay gym fees, go and bloody do all this other bullshit, but we don't. We're not into that, so we'll see. But look, I'll shut up. I'll take you for a little walk around the tractor and show you my new oil leak. I'll have to talk to that prick that done that job and see what sort of warranty he's offering. And we'll go from there. I don't have to pull the whole valve chest out. Like, I can just undo the spools at both ends and slide it out for a look and slide it back and keep the tractor servicing. But perhaps the O-ring was old. Well, I know some of the O-rings I do have here in old kits, but I may just need to go and get a 90 Duro, like a harder one. We'll see. But all right, I'll shut up. We'll go for a walk. We'll catch you next week. Try and stay safe, and let us know what you think about the live feed, the tractor. We just call it tractor talk or something like that. Just a live feed so often, and it may just help you out with things, because I can say a lot more on a quick little video going live than I can typing away like buggery. So anyway, let us know. All right, see you. Okay, I had to answer the phone. It was Jude, so you know what's good for you, you do that. Anyway, so there's the old dog. The oil coming out of the front diff. Now, back in the day in the front diffs, John Deere used to say just put the same as in the tranny in there. And I always thought it was too light, so I put 85 140, but that looks like light oil in there. So I may not have changed that when I put the tractor together. I don't know, but it's getting the change now. I've done that one there. That's the fella with the leaky hub seal, so that'll get us going for a little while. I'll keep us going for a little while. That's those Renegade Allen keys. Bloody good thing. Yeah. And this one here, he's draining still. Oh, that's what I was going to show you. The this outer valve on the dump and crowd, that was the one that leaked last time. And like, it lasted a few days work, and now it only just started just before. So so all I need to do is I can undo this cap here, pull the lever off, undo the back here and pull the spool out once I take the load off the tractor. So a bit of warranty work there, Lance. So you never bloody get ahead doing that. But anyway, guys, that's a handy old tractor, I tell you. I'll leave the slasher on the back. I sort of clean that off. If it's dry grass, I don't clean it off as often as I should probably, but this tyre's looking a bit bulgy, but that's all right in wet country. But yeah, we are running around today doing the tyres and all that sort of thing, and just making sure. I'm not sure whether I should drive it or what to do, so we'll work that out as we go.